Rio de Janeiro has a rhythm deeper than samba and a flavor stronger than caipirinhas. This is the Rio shaped by Afro-Brazilian and Yoruba culture, the heartbeat of the city that rarely makes the postcards. In Little Africa, the murals speak louder than politicians, telling the stories of resistance in color and spray paint. At the New Black Cemetery, silence itself becomes a monument to the lives erased but not forgotten. And in Baba's community, Yoruba traditions carry across oceans, in ritual, in spirit, in the food that we share. This is Rio, through the eyes of its roots, and today, we're going there. They say that travel heals and awakens the spirit. On my quest, I find and share stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things in interesting places. My name is Gibbs, and I travel for culture. Driving through the heart of Rio, you feel the city's pulse right away. Marianne's taking me into Little Africa, a neighborhood built on Afro-Brazilian roots. Out of the window, the walls are talking. There's layers of graffiti, each one a story of survival and pride. This isn't just paint on concrete. It's memory, it's protest, and celebration. And here we are, in the heart of Little Africa. These streets are alive with the spirit of samba, the rhythm that was born right here. And as we make our way to the steps of Pedra do Sal, the murals tell the stories of struggle and celebration. And every Monday night, this place transforms into a street party where locals gather to celebrate their heritage.
Friday, Saturday, and Monday evenings.
Friday, Saturday, and Monday, here in Little Africa.
Little Africa.
In this small area right here where this, what is this area called?
Pedra do Sal.
Pedra do Sal. So we've got hundreds of people gathered in this area. There's music playing, there's DJs is playing, and everybody's dancing and being festive and having a good time. And you got people like hanging out on this area right here as well.
Yeah.
We've got to come over here.
Pedra do Sal.
We've got to come to Pedra do Sal on a Monday.
They say it's named Pedra do Sal. Sal means soul.
And the beautiful thing are the murals that's on the wall, the paintings on the wall.
Again, the murals to remember that it's a black neighborhood.
Exactly.
You know?
So every mural, every painting tells a story.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Marianne being killed 7 years ago.
And this was just 7 years ago.
7 years ago. She and her driver being killed. Those are famous musicians,
I see Orlando Cruz over there.
Orlando Cruz, Leci Brandão. We continue?
This is awesome. Yep, thank you.
Very nice in here.
These murals really hit you hard. These walls aren't just art, they're a conversation with the past, staring right back at you.
Coincidentally, this name of the hill's name is Concepção. And over here we have Hilário Jovino. You see, when you see the samba school, there is a lady with the flag and a guy dancing with her. No Brazilians know, but this guy is only dancing with her to protect her. And the first one to do that was Hilário Jovino. After soaking in the murals, Marianne leads me deeper into Little Africa. This time, to the Museum of Afro-Brazilian History and Culture. From the outside, it looks pretty quiet, but in the inside, it's heavy. Walking in feels less like visiting a museum and more like stepping into the memory of a people. He looks like a very Greek, but it's black. It's black. The black woman. It's unique because it's one of the few, I don't know if there is another one, that shows a black woman in that state. The Yoruba people carry their faith across the ocean in chains. One of the most powerful orishas, Oshun, is still honored today, proof that even through slavery, culture found a way to endure. Well, as far as I know, those figures, those images represent the creation of the Yoruba kingdom, the Yoruba people. It starts with Oshun. Oshun represents the fresh water, the rivers, the fertility. Oxalá is the great creator. Osanyi is
represent the power Odudua and Oshala creates the universe.
Every artifact, every photograph carries a story of survival. The rooms pull you deeper into the reality of the Afro-Brazilian life, past and present. One of the most striking lessons here is how enslaved people turned everyday objects into weapons, tools of resistance, hidden in plain sight. These relics aren't just pieces of the past, they're reminders of the fight and the lengths people went through to protect themselves against Portuguese bondage.
And those are the things they found in 2011. It worked from 1811 to 1850 something until they forbidden until 34, and then England forbid to use the Valongo Wharf. And we found there in 2011 corals, tooth, shells that prove that some African people, I don't believe the African slaves brought anything with them because we're not allowed, but the Portuguese brought, and there was beads as well. The glass, the way that that glass is broken show that it wasn't broke by accident, on purpose to get the blade. People would keep the blade in the mouth, so use as a weapon when need to. Round rocks, they're sacred river rocks, amethyst, crystal, so things that didn't belong to that area. And the pipes, the pipe and the hand in fist. Those are things for celebration, and for the Yoruba culture, the smoke is an element.
Marianne explains how parts of Little Africa was built.
The black part is Little Africa by the government.
Oh,
And all of that we call it.
so all of this is actually Little Africa, however.
So we can step here. Where I'm stepping is the ocean, but you see the coastline? No coastline is like that. We refill our coastline with earth, with soil. So we dynamite 5 mountains, 900, 920, 940s. We dynamite 5 mountains. The earth, the soil of those mountains, we've refilled. Yeah. Now we're gonna go to a very important museum in that street. A Brazilian lady, she lived here, and then she bought a house next door to enlarge her house. Once she bought a house next door, there was an embargo. Why? Because she found many bones on her house. The construction found. So she called the police, she called the city hall, she called archaeologists. She dealing with university, she found out here was the new black cemetery. What's a new black? People arrive from the Valongo Wharf. If they arrive sick, they'll take to the hospital. If they passed away, who gonna bury them? They didn't belong to anybody. The church was in charge. They were called new black because they were not negros yet, haven't been sold.
Right.
So they didn't bury them, they just dumped people over there.
At that site.
At that site. So, and she found out in 1996.
Now, this is the type of history that I chase. The kind where you don't read in a textbook, you have to stand in it. You have to breathe it in. And so I take one last walk through this space, and the murals are staring back at me like old ghosts. Each piece of art is asking not to be forgotten.
Abdias, and he saw blackface and said, why we don't have black artists? So he started to teach acting for black people. So Zezé Mota is one of them.
Before we leave, I stop in the store of the museum to pick up a few things for my family back home. I feel like it's just the right thing to do to carry a piece of this story with me. So if you ever come to Rio, make time for this place. Don't just skim the beaches and the nightlife, but come here and see for yourself what built this city's soul. Next, Marianne's taking me to the new Black Cemetery. Another chapter, another layer of truth about the Afro-Brazilian backstory. We're chasing history, one step at a time. So I'm here with Marianne. We're at the New Black Cemetery in Little Africa, and Marianne just took me on a tour of this New Black Cemetery, and this is something quite like I've never experienced, and it's very hard for me to even articulate the emotions that I was feeling as I was going through this space. Can you just give our viewers a little bit about the history, an overview of what happened, how this place came to be? Who started it?
This place started with Lady Mercedes. She's a Brazilian lady living in that house once in 1965, 1963. She decided to buy a house next door to enlarge her house. She bought the house next door, and when they doing excavation and constructing it, building it, the constructors found bones in here. She called the police, she called the government. The government told her to stop the construction because she didn't have a license, but nobody really cared which bones were those. She did research, she went to universities, she brought archaeologists here, and they found out the bones that they were stepping over were bones from the new black enslaved people that arrived in Brazil. And what happened, these people came being kidnapped and brought to Brazil. And once they were here, if they were feeling good, they would go straight to being sold. If they were sick, they would go to the hospital. But if they were dying, they would be taken here.
Okay.
Some people come here already dead. Some people came here dying when there is no way to recover. So it's called the New Black because they were new black, a new arrival. Before being sold, they're called black. After being sold, they're called negros.
What we saw, what we're seeing right now is not necessarily burial. People were dumped.
Was dumped. They found here not only the bodies, and as well they found many garbage, many trash, many pieces of broken items that basically the population, the community around here would just use this place as a throwing as a garbage. Big littering thing, your history.
I had when you were taking me through this place, I had a very visceral experience like I had when I was in Africa at Cape Coast Castle. And I remember when I walked into the slave dungeons, I remember my stomach just dropped, right? Because I could still smell the stench of the dead, you know? And when you touch the walls, you can feel the spirit of your ancestors.
Exactly.
And so when I came into this space, I had a very similar visceral reaction when I came here.
It's deep.
So it's really deep. It's really deep. But I sense the importance of it. So thank you, Marianne.
Being here, you realize the ground remembers what people tried to forget. The New Black Cemetery isn't just history, it's a reminder that the past still speaks, if you're willing to listen. This is Little Africa. We now head into another little corner of Little Africa, where the Brazilian flag proudly waves. The traffic is still hectic as ever, but hey, bustling traffic always indicates a vibrant city, right? Passing the flag steps, bright colors underfoot, we witness history all around us. But from here, Marianne takes me toward Valongo Wharf. Valongo Wharf is the place where countless enslaved Africans first set foot in Brazil, a ground zero for Rio's story and for so much of its pain and resilience.
Here you can see clear. The green part was water.
Yep.
The first layer is the Valongo Wharf, and then the little cobblestone stones is the second layer when they make it for embellishment to receive the empress.
Right.
Valongo Wharf is where over 1 million enslaved Africans arrived in Brazil during the transatlantic slave trade. Built in 1811, it became the main entry point for human cargo into Rio, and today it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
I can't believe it.
Over here, a little of the history of samba. We've been there. The ladies of the samba, Tia Ciata, she used to have like zungu. She would be selling goods.
As we walk further into the site, we come to the baobab tree, planted here as a memorial to the African diaspora in 2018. It honors the millions who passed through this port, the largest slave market in the Americas.
So this baobab tree was given to Merced as a gift, and she decided to plant in here. It's a holy tree for many Yoruba and many African ethnies. So because of that, suffer religious intolerance, or as we say, religious racism, right? Because the Jewish doesn't suffer religious intolerance, but the black does. So it's not intolerance religious, it's racism religious. Many people there are some kind of Christians, they would come here and destroy. That's the second tree, the first one being killed.
They killed the first tree and now they have
because
the second
they
tree.
know many black people do offerings here.
The weight of this place does not let up, and it's impossible not to think of home in the United States, where the scars of racism and slavery, they still run deep. Different countries, different histories, but the same fight for dignity, the same struggle to be seen. And back home, out of that pain came music like blues, jazz, and hip-hop. Here, samba, capoeira rhythms, and funk here in Brazil.
Yep, I get it.
So at the same time of Carnival, black people were playing the drums when it was allowed. So what we did, white people start to join us. The same thing with the Pedra do Sal.
Kind of like that in the States, but oh yeah.
It's the rhythm of a people on two different continents, both carrying the voices that refuse to be silenced. That's the through line here. Whether in Rio or New Orleans, music tells the truth when history tries to bury it. The history lesson doesn't stop here. Let's keep moving. We're on our way to Itaguaí, a small coastal city just outside of Rio. I can't help but feel a sense of anticipation because here, I'll be meeting Baba, guardian of a space created to preserve and celebrate Afro-Brazilian traditions. His father created the space back in 1977. Knowing I'll walk into this place and learn directly from Baba makes me feel both humbled and inspired. I'm ready to understand the Yoruba culture in a much deeper way. When I arrive in the sanctuary, I'm greeted like family. The group encourages me to explore the space, and soon I meet with Baba and Oya. Baba is the guardian of this place, and he immediately invites me to prepare for a spiritual bath.
Folha,
The leaf
em Yorubá chama ewe.
in Yoruba calls ewe.
Ewe.
Ewe. Its purpose, every plant has a purpose for heal, and this one is very good for the body. Como é que fala corpo?
Ará.
Ara, body, ara, leaf, ewe. Ewe, ara, leaf, body.
Ewe, TT,
Ewe, tete,
para resistência,
resistance.
para o nosso ori ser forte.
For our mind to be strong. Kosiewe, kosie orixá.
Sem folha, sem orixá.
No leaf, no orixá.
E a folha, ela tem a mesma importância que um animal.
So the leaf is
qualquer
also
coisa que a gente
important as
ofereça
an
ao chão.
animal or everything we offer to an orixá.
No Brasil chama de alfavaquinha de cobra.
Alfavaquinha de cobra in Brazil.
Em Yorubá é orinrim,
Orinrim in Yoruba.
também para o ori,
Also for your ori.
para proteção do ori.
Protection of your ori.
Okay. Spiritual bathing has deep roots in African traditional religions, especially within the Yoruba culture. These baths often use herbs and plants and water not only to cleanse the body, but to purify the mind and the spirit.
We use your hands and
Assim, ó, juntar uma.
Okay.
then you can destroy them. Like take
Like-
the not destroy, take the energy.
Take
out
the
of
energy
it.
out of the.
Yeah. That's the process of sacrifice of the plant, the leaves.
In Yoruba cosmetology, this ritual is more symbolic. It's a way of maintaining harmony with the divine and honoring the wisdom passed down through generations. To be guided by Baba in this moment feels like stepping into a sacred tradition that connects me directly to that living history.
É sabão
It's a soap,
africano.
African soap.
ele é-
It's made with a kind of a resin for some African plants that with time that cured and turned into a soap.
Nos fortalecer.
So we add other ancestors elements to build up our strength. So we'll congrats the earth, the father, the grandfather. So they're gonna be the witness of our heart, our mind, or what we're doing, our practice. We look at the floor because our ancestors are in earth, are in the soil. The earth, the soil connect us with our ancestors.
Baba begins to prepare the ground for my ritual. He bends down, kisses the earth. It's a very powerful gesture. And then Marianne encourages me to do the same.
Now you have to do the same and try to bend your head there, but just don't fall in the lake.
Hey Marianne, I think I can do this without falling in the lake. But as I do bend down, I can't help but think if I do fall in the lake, maybe it's just the ancestors deciding I needed a deeper cleansing than originally planned. But everything works out, so I guess I'm not that dirty.
Orimi bewawu.
Orimi bewawo.
Orimi bewawu.
Orimi bewawo.
Orimi bewawu.
Quem fala inglês é mais fácil. E onde não conheça caminho especial.
Baba sips from a cup of gin and seals the deal by transferring healing, protection, and blessings to me and my crew. And after a final bath, it's now time for my favorite part. It's time to eat. At this point, we should be eating, but the food isn't quite ready, so the ladies invite me into the kitchen, where I get busy helping to prepare the vatapa.
Sure, I'm gonna add one more.
One more. Not so full.
Not so full.
É uma comida bastante.
That's a first.
She needs to add the.
Okay, let's add.
That it's like peanuts and cashew nuts grind together.
These are the peanuts that we purchased.
Yeah.
We purchased at the store.
I do.
We're cooking with love, guys. We're cooking with love.
They can make in three ways. You can make with wheat flour, bread, or manioc flour. We are making with bread one.
With bread. So we're finishing it off now, but how long does it take in this entirety to cook?
26 minutes. Well, the preparation and here, 35 minutes.
About 35 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a quick dish.
Vatapa is a traditional Afro-Brazilian dish that's made with bread, shrimp, coconut milk, peanuts, and palm oil. They are blended into a creamy, rich stew that carries both African and Brazilian roots. And then finally, the meal is complete, and we gather together in the dining area ready to share not just food, but culture. So I just got finished with my herbal bath, my herbal shower, traditional Yoruba culture ritual. And I want to thank both of these folks here for this opportunity. And I'd like for Marianne, my tour guide, and you guys know her already, to introduce them because they've been so gracious in hosting us. So who do we have here?
We have Baba Ogun Fazlon and Oya Iyabomi Silvana.
Right.
And they're both traditionally from Africa.
They follow the Afro tradition of Yoruba. Silvana, Oyayabumi Silvana, she's from Salvador, Bahia.
Bahia?
And her husband is from here, Rio de Janeiro, but he said half Bahia as well.
Yeah. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for allowing us this opportunity to come and to share and to educate me about your culture. And to culminate this phenomenal day, we've got food that you guys have prepared for us. So would you mind doing the honors and introducing the food to us?
Yes, and he want to say something very important. They are only here because of his father.
Okay.
Babalorixá Jair de Ogum.
Yeah. So
Agora pode falar da
would you like
comida.
to? Yeah. Tell us what we have.
A alimentação para nós, ela é muito importante.
The food is very important to
Existe
us.
uma diferença entre
There is a
comer
difference
e
between
se
eat
alimentar.
and get fed, nourished
Se
by food.
alimentar, a gente alimenta o estômago, como a gente alimenta o
We feed the
espírito,
stomach, we feed
como a
the
gente
spirit,
alimenta o ori.
as
Né?
well the
A gente
ori.
se alimenta daquilo que a gente vê,
We feed,
daquilo
we
que a
get
gente
fed
ouve,
from what we see,
daquilo
what
que a
we
gente
listen,
come,
what we eat.
né?
Everything that's
É a
healthy
natureza que nos
is the
oferece.
nature that gives to us.
Compartilhar com
Now we're
Exu
gonna share with Eshu
o alimento que a gente vai comer
the
hoje.
food that we're gonna
A
eat
gente
today.
primeiro oferece a ele,
First we offer to
para
Eshu,
que Exu possa consagrar
so Eshu can
a esse nosso momento de
make
confraternização.
our moment of greeting moment be here.
Pegando
He's gonna ask you to take a little bit of everything and put in there.
As I prepare their offering to Eshu, I have to admit, this feels familiar. It turns out, Eshu enjoys a lot of the same foods that I do, and he's got one heck of an appetite. But here's the deeper truth. In Yoruba culture, Eshu is always fed first. He is the messenger, the one who carries prayers and sacrifices from the people to the orishas in the heavens. Honoring him first is not just tradition, it's what ensures the path is clear, that the communication with the divine is open, and that every other offering can be properly received.
Here we go.
Pegou o dendê?
Dende.
Out of respect for this sacred process, we did not film the actual offering to Eshu.
Okay.
So this is Gibbs with iTravel for Culture, and we're going to continue the eating, and we'll talk to you soon. How do I say goodbye?
Tchau, tchau.
Ciao, ciao, but in Yoruba.
Em Yoruba, eu sei como fala tchau em Yoruba. Tem uma palavra pra isso?
Tchau, Yoruba, velho.
Tipo, falo com você depois, daqui a pouco mudo o pé, alguma coisa assim?
There's too many words. There's too many words.
O A do pé sempre nós agradecemos, né? É da bó, né?
É da bó.
Edabo. Odabo. Edabo. Tell me a little bit about this
Sim,
process
sobre o
that I went
processo
through
que ele
today.
passou hoje.
What's the value? What's
Qual o
the benefit
valor,
of it?
qual
And the importance
a
of
importância
that process that I went through.
do processo que ele passou.
O ritual que nós realizamos
The ritual
hoje,
we made today,
a palavra bori
the
quer
word
dizer
bori
cuidado com
means take care of the ori.
ori.
Why ori?
Porque ori é o nosso
Ori
é
is
a
our
força da nossa existência, é a nossa
Strength of
própria
our
consciência.
existence, is our own
Somos
consciousness.
nós na nossa
We
essência.
are the one in our essence.
Então, cuidar do ori
So
é
take care
fundamental.
of the ori is fundamental.
A gente não faz nada se o nosso
We
ori não
don't do
estiver
anything
forte.
if
Se o
our
nosso
ori is
não
not strong.
aceitar.
If the ori
Não
doesn't
existe
accept,
fazer bó.
there's no such a
pra
thing and
Oxum,
make a
pra
ebo to
Ogum,
Oxum, to
se o nosso
Ogum,
ori não tá
if
bem.
our ori is not well.
Então, a primeira coisa
So
é
the
cuidado
first
com o
thing,
ori.
take care of your ori. The herbs,
O oxibatá,
the
que é a erva
oxibatá,
que não afunda, que
which
vive
is
sobre
the
as águas,
herb that
para que o nosso ori não se
floats
afogue.
on the superfice,
As
on the
ervas de caminho
surface.
aberto.
The herbs of
Então,
open ways.
vários elementos podem
So many
compor o ori.
elements can be
Hoje,
composition
o que foi
of a
realizado
body.
foi uma limpeza,
Today
um
we did the
fortalecimento
cleanest.
com as ervas.
I strengthen it with the herbs.
relate to my experience.
Tudo que eu posso fazer relacionar isso com a minha, comparar com a minha experiência enquanto eu estava passando por isso. Então, uma vez mais, muito obrigada. Muito obrigada. Muito obrigada por esse processo.
Tell me about the history of this place.
Você talk about this place history that is called Ilê da Oxum Apará. It's a traditional community of African founded in the beginning of the 1970, 1972. We need to talk about my father, our founder, Babalorixá Jair de Ogum.
Eles chegaram aqui em 1977.
When they got here, when my dad got here in 1977,
não existia nada.
there was no plants, there was nothing. It was a farm
Onde criava gado.
where they have
E só tinha
cattle farm,
pasto para
only
alimentação do
cattle
gado.
food. So they left,
Espaços em
they
todo o
started
estado do Rio de
searching
Janeiro.
for space
E
all over the
eles foram
state of
pra
Rio de
áreas
Janeiro.
nobres e vieram aqui.
So, and then
Aqui,
they came here.
Na década de 70 não existia
Can you imagine in the
energia
70s there were no
não
power,
existia água encanada, não
no
existia
pipe
rua
water,
asfaltada,
no paved
não
street.
tinha nada.
There
Era
was
breu.
nothing, there
Era
was all dark.
E aí Oxum disse,
Then Oxum said, that is the place
e
that I
eles não
want.
gostaram daqui.
And they didn't like it.
E Oxum disse, é lá que eu
Oxum
quero a
said,
minha
but that's
casa.
where I want. There I want my
Por
house.
quê? E ela
Why?
disse, são três motivos.
There are three reasons
primeiro
why.
motivo
The first
é que
reason
aquela
is
terra
because
está sobre
that
as águas.
land is above the water.
E depois a gente descobriu
The
que
second reason
aqui
here,
foi habitado pelos povos originários.
we have
pelos
original
povos
people
indígenas
like
do
the
Brasil.
indigenous people used to live
Então a
here.
ancestralidade
As
escravizados
well,
no Brasil.
enslaved
Aqui foi
people
lugar
lived here.
de uma
So this land has this
ancestralidade
connection, this
pulsante
ancestrality,
das nossas matrizes
pulsing
civilizatórias.
ancestrality from the matriarch civilizatory of African tradition.
Thinking about the Afro-Brazilian, so given the state of things today, how important is this space to, and how relevant is it to all of our people who are our Afro-Brazilian people who are living in this area today?
This place
dignidade
brings back the
africana
respect, dignity,
que tentou ser
humanity
apagada
of Afro people that try to be
colonização e
raised
até
with
hoje,
colonization and
sobre
until
racismo.
today about racism.
Então, capacidade
Because there is the
de
capability
reconstruir
to
a história,
reconstruction, rebuild the
memória,
history, memory,
os saberes tradicionais,
knowledge, traditional
as
knowledge,
filosofias,
philosophies.
Né? Esse espaço ele
So
oferece
this space
para a
offer
população
to the
brasileira a
Brazilian
possibilidade,
population
né, de
the
se
possibility to
reafricanizar, de se,
re-Africanize.
restituir.
So what's next? What's next for you and what's
O
next
que
for this
vem
space?
para o futuro para esse
Essa
this
comunidade,
republic, this
ela é
communion,
livre
this
e todos
community is
são bem
free
aceitos.
and everybody is welcome.
Né? Agora, a outra pergunta
But now
sobre
the
o que
other
a gente
questions
pensa
about what think about the
pro
future.
futuro é muito interessante
It's
isso.
very interesting.
Nosso espaço,
Our space.
meu pai sempre disse para nós que isso
My
aqui era
dad
uma
always
grande
told us that
universidade
this place is a big university.
e que ele gostaria muito
That
que
he would like that
as universidades,
all the
que os pesquisadores
universities,
conhecessem a nossa
researchers
comunidade,
would to
Que a
know
nossa
this
comunidade
community,
fosse
research the culture, research the
pesquisar os
plants,
nossos saberes
research our knowledge. So today
para a construção de uma
we
universidade
walk to build a university here, free university
para a existência
for the existence
bioancestral
bio-ancestor.
futuro.
So what we have for the
é
future
a
is
pesquisa,
the
a
research,
produção de
the
a
production of
sistematização
knowledge,
do nosso conhecimento.
and the
Ela
creation
ainda
of the
não
university.
existe, a estrutura,
The
a
space
infraestrutura.
exists, but the infrastructure
gente está
not yet.
buscando hoje.
That's what we're looking for the future.
Baba, thank you. Thank you for
Muito
the
obrigado,
opportunity.
Baba.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to come
Obrigado pela
and
oportunidade
speak
de eu
with
ter
you
vindo
about
aqui,
this.
ter conversado com você
And,
sobre isso.
I think what you,
Eu penso
your
que o que
father,
você,
and
o
the
seu
forefathers,
pai
the ancestors,
e os outros
the vision
ancestrais
that was brought with
visionários
this place,
fizeram aqui, estão fazendo
it's
aqui,
phenomenal.
é fenomenal.
And I'm supporting you
Eu estou te apoiando
and the vision of the
e a
ancestors
visão
for this
dos
place.
ancestrais para esse
And I
projeto,
want
para esse
everyone
lugar.
to come
Eu gostaria que todo
to check out
mundo
this
visse e
space.
conhecesse esse lugar.
And we will give further instructions down below.
E a gente vai
so
dar
that-
mais instruções
so that
abaixo,
everybody
so
can know how
todo
to
mundo
reach out
pode saber como encontrar vocês
to this facility, to Baba, and
e
this
encontrar aqui. e saber onde você precisa de apoio, a gente vai apoiar.
As I take one last walk through Baba's community, I can't help but to think about where this journey started. Driving through Little Africa, standing before murals that told stories of resilience, and walking through cemeteries that held the weight of forgotten lives. And then tracing that story here into the present. At Baba's, I learned that culture isn't just preserved, it's lived, it's celebrated, and carried forward every single day. I encourage you to come here and experience it for yourself. Baba told me that his doors are open. Hey guys, the story of Rio does not end with history and tradition. It continues in the favelas, where people carve out joy, dignity, and community in the face of hardship. Next, we head into the Babylonia favela, a place that, like every other place that we have been, pulses with creativity and survival. So like, subscribe, follow this series, and join me as we keep chasing the heart of Rio. See you in the favelas. Hi, this is Gibbs with iTravel for Culture, and thank you for watching this episode. We're always looking for new destinations to explore. So don't forget to comment and leave us a message. Let us know what's going on in your own backyard. Who knows? We might just be coming to you, or we promise that we'll respond to your message. And don't forget, as always, to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button. It really helps us out. We'll see you on the next journey.